The top 7 secret military weapons. In the past, we've covered some rather interesting uses of power the governments of the world seem to like to take advantage of. From crazy and controversial initiatives to hush programs, security and intelligence has always been at the forefront of a governing body's mind. When it comes to weapons and machinery, the military tends to not cut any corners and will often get a little too unique for their own good. From some of the most terrifying devices to other defensive strategies that didn't quite make it past the research and development phase, let's take a look at 7 of the craziest, scariest, and just plain whacked out secret military weapons. Number 7. Hypersonic Weapons and their associated programs. The secret government program known as PGS, or Prompt Global Strike, saw the development of the advanced hypersonic weapon come about. Dedicated to the precision delivery of an airstrike payload anywhere in the world, and to be even scarier, within the hour of attack. This weapon is capable of reaching speeds of up to Mach 24 while it travels in a flat and low trajectory. Successfully tested in November of 2011, the test missile traveled from its launch pad in Hawaii to a site over 2,300 miles away in the time span of less than 30 minutes. Considered to be twice as fast as a supersonic weapon, these lightning-fast projectiles are nothing to take lightly. Number 6. The World War II era Luftfaust. Although these weapons never quite reached the level of destruction their design aimed for, Fliegerfaust B, or Lufthaus, literally translated into air fist, was a Third Reich engineered ground-to-air rocket launcher that was trialed and tested by the Nazis after 1944 as a means to take out enemy planes from the ground. Coming in at 1.5 meters long with a 6.5 kilogram weight and sporting 9 intimidating barrels, instead of the standard singular barrel, this sort of gun was reported to fire missile blasts in 2-second intervals, attacking enemy targets in a staggered, staccato-like effect. Never reaching an acceptable target range, only 80 Luftfaust were ever tested in proper trials, despite a massive order from the Nazis towards the end of the war. Number 5. The Pulsed Energy Projectile Gun. Guns are scary enough as it is, but once you add in lasers, things start to get extra terrifying. Using a pulsed infrared laser that reacts with the target's surface in such a way that a tiny amount of explosive plasma and a pressure wave would be the direct result. The Pulsed Energy Projectile Gun, or PEP for short, uses electromagnetic radiation to interfere with nerve cells, and not to mention physics, effectively knocking out the target in seconds. Although not much is known about the weapon thus far, this weapon would be mounted to a military vehicle for close-range use. Although a non-lethal version of the weapon has long been reported to be in development, the PEP continues to be elusively scary. Number 4. The LIPC. The LIPC, or Laser-Induced Plasma Channel, is just as pants-ruiningly serious as the name implies, working by creating a plasma pathway in mid-air, literally beckoning lightning bolts to strike the target. This electrically conducting weapon harnesses the power of nature to a truck-sized piece of weaponry. Although the science behind the lightning-striking device is there, scientists are struggling to manufacture a working prototype that proves safe for the side actually firing the thing. Power requirements continue to put a wrench into development, as fueling the device efficiently seems to be an impossible task. Although the restriction and hazards still exist in development, engineers are literally one energy-solving problem away from becoming Thor himself. Number 3. The Heat Ray. Keeping with the theme of devastatingly powerful weapons that mount to vehicles, the Active Denial System, or ADS, is a US military-designed directed energy weapon currently in development. Using the same principles as a kitchen microwave, the weapon heats the surface of a target, effectively transforming about 0.4 millimeters of water and fat molecules. Although the device is considered to be non-lethal, and reports indicate that subjects immediately cease to feel sensations of pain after the ray has moved from contact, this crowd-controlling device poses some serious questions about ethics and the possibility of health repercussions down the line. Military engineers are currently studying how to modify the ray to combat protective clothing and shielding. Number 2. The Superhero Exoskeleton. Taking a literal cue from comic book lore, the militaries of the world have long been interested in developing a sort of supersuit to provide soldiers and special ops a means of attaining a superhero-level type defense. Although many of these types of exoskeletons have been in development for the better part of 2 decades, none have officially passed the full test. Systems such as Lockheed Martin's Human Universal Load Carrier, or HULC, and the US Special Operations Command's Tactical Assault Light Operator Suit, or TALOS, have both gotten close, but struggle to weigh less than 400 pounds or exceed possible speeds of 10 miles per hour. Although power, design, and other issues are yet to be ironed out, we're closer than ever to real, actual super soldiers. Number 1. Project Habakkuk. Named after the book of the Bible referencing a magnificent work of the Lord, Project Habakkuk was a 2.5 million pound scrapped idea and otherwise ludicrously extravagant plan concocted by Geoffrey Pike and partially funded by the British military during World War II. Aiming to construct the largest aircraft carrier the world had ever seen, the floating island was to be constructed entirely of ice to serve as a protective cover from any land-based aircraft squadron and German U-boats. Given the fragile and unpredictable nature of ice, this water and wood pulp-based construction was never a success, requiring a giant refrigeration plant and constantly shifting insulation to prevent sags. Although it was grand in scale, this massive failure never quite saw the true light of day. Thank you for watching Interesting Top 7s. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button below and subscribe for new videos every week.